Hi everyone, welcome to Kate's Country Critters. Thanks for stopping by. I'm called Kate, and you might remember Ringo from his grooming video on my other channel, Kate Bonnie Country. This video is a little different than usual, so grab a comfy pair of walking shoes and come along as we learn more about Ringo and introduce you to Mojo later on. Both of these dogs are in immediate need of rescue, foster, or forever home. If you are interested in them, please call the Bibb County Animal Shelter at 205-316-1254. Ringo was the last groom that I completed in the grooming space before the remodel, so it has been about a month since his bath. He is not getting a bath today, but he does need some brushing and time away from the shelter. The staff and volunteers have been working on his leash skills, and I want to show you his progress. If you will remember, I also cautioned that he is not good with sudden movements. I want to show you how he has progressed on that front as well. As you just saw, Ringo very nicely took a treat from my mother's hand. Like most humans, as my mother has aged, her skin has become very thin. The slightest scratch will tear her skin and can take weeks to heal. I must be very cautious when introducing her to the different shelter dogs.
No, sir. We're going this way. Thank you. This way. Okay. Spray the tree. Mr. Ringo, please sit. No. Good sit. Good sit. Good sit. Hi, buddy. Turn. Come on. Good boy. Good boy. Ringo, sit. Good boy. Good sit. Good sit. Look at you. I am so proud of you. No. Go back over here. Let's grab the brush. Ringo, sit. Good boy. Good boy, yeah. Good boy. We're going to take this off. We're going to take this off. Will you let me brush you?
Ringo's leash skills have clearly improved. He borrowed one of Tamir's harnesses to travel safely in the car, and he is using her prong collar to help him learn not to fight the leash. I prefer prong collars over slip leads, as prong collars will cause discomfort without choking the animal. If you recall, during his grooming with me, I wore different gloves throughout the video to protect myself in case he reacted and tried to bite me. I no longer feel the need to do that. Any dog, even the most well-trained and well-behaved, will bite if they feel trapped and cannot escape. There is always a risk that I will receive a bite. I gauge that risk based on the current behaviors of the dog in front of me. I did not believe that Ringo was a high risk of biting this time. Ringo is believed to be around 2 to 3 years old. He was surrendered by his owner, though I do not know the circumstances. His owner did not remember his exact age nor his veterinary history. His owner did not know his breed. I still see Finnish Lapland in him, but I'm also thinking there might be a touch of Akita. Ringo was an outdoor dog, kept primarily as a guard dog and an alarm system. While his basic needs were met, and there is no evidence of physical abuse, he was left alone most of the time, did not receive the socialization he needed, and was psychologically neglected. Most dogs that come into the shelter from similar situations are aggressive and do not make it out. However, Ringo is different. He desires human attention and affection, but he was not handled much as a young dog and doesn't know exactly how to react when he's touched. Thus, as I brushed him, I talked to him and looked for signs of anxiety and displeasure. He seemed very comfortable with the brushing until right here. I messed up. Remember, I chose not to wear any gloves while brushing him. I knew that during the first grooming, touching his tail or butt made him very uncomfortable. I was a little too comfortable with him today, and he corrected me. Look at this frame. This is a normal canine correction. He barked, turned around, and placed his mouth next to my hand. His mouth is not open. His teeth are not barred. He did not make contact with my hand. He gave me a warning. He gave me a correction.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I'm sorry. I won't do that again. That was good. That was good. That was a warning, yes. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. I won't do that again. I just needed to see your butt.
I resumed brushing him. I believed it was important to continue after the correction in order to communicate to him that I am not afraid of him. He is not dominant over me, and that brushing is a normal activity. Please like this video and subscribe to Kate's Country Critters. This channel and my grooming business are devoted to helping these animals, so please write "Save Ringo and Mojo" in the comments. This will feed the algorithm, and a well-fed algorithm pushes my videos out to more viewers.
Mr. Ringo. Ringo. Hey. You want this? You take it nice? Good boy. Good boy. You take it nice.
Then we went for a walk by the creek. Ringo has been in the shelter for over 3 months. His time ran out weeks ago. However, the shelter staff and volunteers see a wonderful dog with unlocked potential and have advocated to keep him off of the euthanasia list. One of my viewers, Nisi Style, sponsored Ringo through a donation that provided food and flea collars to the shelter, and that bought him a little more time. The link to her channel is in the description below, so please support her and view her shopping and savings videos after you finish this one. Ringo is in desperate need of a rescue, foster family, or forever family that has experience rehabilitating neglected dogs. He has come a long way since he first arrived at the shelter, but he truly needs a firm yet gentle hand to spend the time with him that he needs to learn how to be a pet. He was a guard dog in his old life and left on his own most of the time. He needs someone that understands how canines communicate before he can learn how to speak human. He desperately wants to be a good dog. After roughly an hour roaming the property, the battery on the camera ran out. It was time to return to the shelter. He did not want to go. When I put the harness back on and led him to the car, he realized what was happening and started resisting. I had to open both back doors and crawl through the back seat to lead him in. It was a heartbreaking moment. I have 4 dogs. My home is too small to take in a 5th, and I don't think Rojo would take kindly to another male dog coming to stay. Ringo is too much for my 81-year-old mother to handle, so I had no choice, and I reluctantly took him back. If you live within reasonable driving distance of Brent, Alabama, are willing to give Ringo the time and care that he needs, and can rescue Ringo, please call the Bibb County, Alabama Animal Shelter at 205-316-1254 to make arrangements to meet him. If you represent a rescue organization that rehabilitates neglected animals or a fur baby foster parent that has experience with dogs like Ringo, reach out to Ms. Blanche at savethebibbfurbabies@gmail.com. Ms. Blanche has worked with many rescues to arrange transportation for animals that need to travel long distances to find their forever homes. For more ways to help, please pause this video, click on the link above, and return to this video later. The link will also be in the description below.
Come on. Good boy. Oh, hold on. Let's get you some water. Let's get some water.
Our second featured dog today is Mojo. As you can tell by the length of this video, I am not spending as much time talking about Mojo. This is because I believe he will be relatively easy to find a new home for. Mojo came in as an owner surrender. Technically, the owner's father turned him in. My understanding is that the owner's landlord raised his rent, he had to move quickly, and the new landlord will not allow him to keep Mojo. The gentleman that surrendered him stated he is neutered and fully vaccinated, and is roughly 1.5 years old. He did not have the veterinary records to back that up, but did give the name of the veterinarian, so the shelter staff is working to obtain them. He also stated that he is house-trained and walks well on a leash. He classified Mojo as a mutt, meaning mixed breed, or he simply does not know what breed Mojo is. Looking at Mojo, his coloration is a classic black and tan like a coonhound or a Doberman Pinscher. But his ears are completely wrong. They aren't quite floppy enough to be from the hound group. Looking at the herding and sporting groups, his ears mostly resemble a Brittany Spaniel, and the slight curliness in his coat resembles a curly-coated retriever. Of course, there are dozens of breeds that are not recognized by the AKC, so I simply might not be familiar with his breed. Regardless, I wanted to test his behavior to see if the person who turned him in was truthful.
Mojo, sit. That is a lay down. Mojo, sit. Good sit. Good boy, you get the treat. Mojo, sit. Okay, we go into a lay down position instead of a sit. I'll take it.
He did not sit on command, but I do not know what word he was trained to, or if the excitement of being away from the shelter overpowered his training. He had been in the shelter for roughly 48 hours at the time and was showing signs of kennel stress. He is a pet, and staying in a kennel in a mostly noisy shelter is causing anxiety and depression. He needs a foster or furever home as soon as possible. We walked along the creek, and his instinct was to stay at my side. I had to encourage him to walk ahead of me so the camera could capture him. After a lap by the creek, he was thirsty, and so was I. My mother allowed him in the house so I could grab a drink.
You need some water? Get some more water. Good boy. Oh, you want a belly rub? You're gonna lay down on the way for a belly rub, you silly boy.
She greatly enjoyed his company and seriously considered fostering him herself. However, she is 81 years old and does not think she could control his 35-pound body if he decided to bolt. When the highway in front of her home expanded, the shoulder of the road is now roughly 50 feet from her carport. She feels the risk to him is too great if he was to break loose from her. That said, he behaved very well, and they enjoyed each other's company. While she was holding the leash, he went to the door and whined. This is the perfect indication that he needed to go potty, so we went outside for that. I tried to engage him with the emotional sport alligator, but he didn't want to play. He just wanted to lay down and take a nap at our feet while we talked. I had to wake him up to take him back to the shelter. If you live close to Brent, Alabama, and are interested in rescuing Mojo, please call the Bibb County, Alabama Animal Shelter at 205-316-1254. If you live further away, please contact Ms. Blanche at savethebibfurbabies@gmail.com. Ms. Blanche oversees foster and rescue operations, including transportation to other rescues, and has better information regarding out-of-area adoptions than I do. If you want to help the Bibb County, Alabama Animal Shelter in other ways, please click on the video to the left side of your screen. Thank you again for watching and supporting Kate's Country Critters. I'll see you next time.